This looks to be a busy couple of days, with a full moon in Gemini shining its pearly light on your sector of talk and thought. You may have to deal with more calls, texts, emails, short trips and admin than usual, which will keep you very busy. The same goes for social events, as you may have more than one to attend and could be spoilt for choice. Aries. There is a deep longing for you to be comforted and reassured. You may want nothing more than for someone to come over to your house and fix up some warm homemade soup. If this is the case, feel free to pick up the phone and ask a good friend to come over and do so. Don't continue to play the part of the strong independent one if this isn't exactly the way you are feeling. If you are never honest about your needs, it will be impossible for anyone to know how to fulfill them. Taurus. You might have difficulty expressing your needs. The bottom line is that there is no right or wrong way to do so, although it may be difficult to see this truth on a day like today. Deep-seated insecurity may make it difficult for you to express yourself. At a time when you feel like you should sit back and politely take things in, you really may be feeling like you want to run screaming at the people around you. Gemini. You may be feeling like you desperately need something, yet you are completely unsure as to what exactly that is. Someone close to you may be trying to fit the missing puzzle piece into place, but this task may be next to impossible if it is unclear which piece is actually missing. This difficult situation may lead to a great deal of frustration if you are not careful. Feel free to throw up your hands and admit that you feel completely powerless. Do not be ashamed to say so. Cancer. You may want to remedy every situation by taking things out or taking some sort of action. Be careful of making any sudden moves before you really understand what you are feeling on an internal level. 1 minute you may be full of exuberance and ready to launch into a new project, but once you start moving forward, you are suddenly hit with a jolt of insecurity. Take this resistance as a sign that maybe this isn't the best time to be moving forward. Leo. You may be feeling like a snail who is emerging from her shell. When no one is looking, you slowly, cautiously stick your head out and put up your antenna to take a reading on the outside world. When you see a creature similar to yourself, you feel comfortable and come out of your shell a little more. Be careful of letting your defenses down too much, however, because a big hungry chicken is coming along who is looking for his dinner. Virgo. Your physical vitality is actually aided today by applying a certain amount of mental restraint on your actions. Think of yourself as a swimmer. The more sleek and trimmed down you are, the faster you will zip through the water. Think about ways in which you can trim away the excess baggage in your life, both physically and mentally. Consider the phrase that suggests, less is more. Libra. You may feel like you are riding a fast train to success. Remember that success can be measured in many different ways. Today it is important that you consider your emotional success and how your personal feelings fit into the overall equation of your life. You may discover that the train you are on is actually running perpendicular to the train you should be on. Don't be afraid to get off at the next station and transfer to a different line. Ask the station master for directions. Scorpio. Respect your elders today. You might find that they are in teaching mode and that there is a great deal of wisdom that they are trying to pass on to you. Make sure you meet any authority figures eye to eye and listen carefully to what they have to say. Be extra attentive and mindful of what sort of messages you are projecting through your body language. Sagittarius. The next step forward on your road to success may be a pill that you really have a hard time swallowing. Perhaps this step involves interaction with someone who you really don't feel comfortable dealing with. You know that you will have to adopt some sort of false persona in order for you to get what you want. Your deep, inner sensitivity is hyper-conscious of this dilemma, and you are likely to feel extremely emotional about the entire ordeal, making you hesitant to go through with the plan. Capricorn. Try not to get discouraged if other people seem to be pulling on your chain today. It could be that others are being extremely critical of your habits and behaviors. Accept their opinions graciously, but don't let them get you down. Remember that you are perfect the way you are. Let other people have their own opinions, whatever they may be, but remember that the only person you really need to please is yourself. Aquarius. Indecision may plague you in a debilitating way. You have been coasting along while letting your good luck see you through to prosperity. You may feel like you are tied to a rope and are constantly testing the limits of your reach. Unfortunately, you may hit a snag in which you feel like you can go no further. Emotional issues are coming up and suggesting that you didn't take into account how you would feel about a certain issue. It is time to reevaluate your approach.